We're gonna try this again. You guys let me know if you can hear me. I just went through a audio course with the Be Live people, and we will see if this is going to do justice. Can you all hear me? We have done some technical work, and this should work. Mark hears me. Sound. We got sound. All right. I went through technical thing with Be Live. They helped me out. We are live. Welcome to KBBT Team Relay, Four Angler Team Relay. We are doing it big. So I enlarged this so we can look at this a little better. What I'm looking at on this screen here with so what Mark has posted there at the bottom is the current standings. We have Legacy Bound in first place with 76.75. Whip Some Bass with 75.25. We have Mighty Morphin Power Anglers at 70 inches. Smack that bass for me. Smack that bass for me. 68 inches, fourth place. We have Lunker Legends at 64.75. Fantastic Four at 58.75. Fishing Gladiators at 53 and a quarter. High Plains Hammers at 52.50. Payback at 49.50. Nothing to Lose at 33 inches. And Real Hookers at 1975. I think, Mark, what I do, I'm figuring this out as we go. When I go to another screen, it's trying to give audio from that particular screen. So I think when I show in stream, you guys still are getting audio from me there. Once I go to the other screen solo, it's trying to pick up audio from whatever is coming off of that page, and it's not working. So I think I'm figuring this out. We're gonna get this. We are going. I will be broadcasting. We can't have Mark and Greg doing all the brunt of that work. So I will be here doing this with you guys. But tell us what you guys think, man. Give us some comments. Tell us if there's any surprises going on in your opinion. I think the scores are on par for what I was thinking they were going to be. I think, I was thinking, right around the 90, the low 90-inch mark, just like Greg. And man, um, I will show the individual. So I will be right back. There is your live standings for the individual side. Looks like Mark Coates wanted us to see that he had the biggest two fish bag so far for his squad, and you know, uh, you go out and you put up. I think it was a 21 and a quarter and a 20 and a quarter. Yeah, because he averaged a 20.75 was the average of the two fit between the two fish that he put up. I don't think that's going to get beat today. He set the bar high quick, and it put everybody into chase mode. Jeremy Baker has a can we do a 3 hour bracket tournament? Um, Jeremy Baker, let's show his comment here. He's saying this is tough. The 3 hour window makes you want to hurry, no matter how many times you tell yourself to slow down. You feel like you're always rushing. You feel like every cast is worth like 5 to 6 to 10 casts. So I mean, you got to make them count. You got to make that presentation work. You got to pick down your body of water, and it's just got to work out for you. So it's definitely been rough on some of these anglers. I'm not sure if we've had many zeros yet. I'm not really going to get to know that till we get to break down the scoring. Myself and Mr. Robinson need to go in there and zero out. Um, the smaller fish so we can get these standings right. We knew that the judging was going to be kind of tricky and tough. Kind of need to work and coordinate with each other and make sure that we get that rough or get that right. So what Mark just showed you there, we'll go back to that. Lily Coach said she can hear me now. That's good. And let's go back up here to what Mark has. These are the current standings um, as of about 10 minutes ago. There at the bottom of your screen with Legacy Bound taking the lead, and it's been a grind for some, and for some, it's been easy going. So yeah, it looks like Mark's saying that he's seeing about 7-0 so far. He must be getting some information from Mr. Dennis because I am not judging at the moment, and it's just it's definitely it's been rough, and you know that if you put a zero on the board, there's going to be some teams that aren't going to have it, and that's going to put you at a huge disadvantage. It's almost basically going to knock you out. So I think that right now you might have 4 to 5 teams that, in my opinion, that still have a chance. And there's 3 teams with a really good chance. That would be Legacy Bound with that 76, 75, whip some bass, 75 and a quarter, and the Mighty Morphin Power Anglers at 70 inches. Um, that 70-inch mark with that 6.75 to make up. You're going to need a couple of monster bass there to try to make that comeback. You got really, to be honest, in my opinion, we got 2 teams in contention, right? Um, we got, but we're winding down on a period right now. Actually, I think we just finished a period. Some central time zone is different, and we got Kyle Zimke doing his thing out in Idaho. That's going to throw some things off with his time zone. They're actually going to have like 2 anglers fishing at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, because of the way the time zones are lapping with that squad. But it's crazy. Jason Starley is talking about how rough it was right here. He says he couldn't get an upgrade, not even many more smaller ones. When you're having trouble upgrading, and you're out there, and like Jeremy Baker out of Alabama just said, you're casting over and over and over again, and that pressure is mounting, and you can't figure them out, and you're not getting hit, you're not even getting ticks, anything like that, and then you're just sitting there, you start scrambling, throwing different baits, and going to different spots, and not breaking down water that you normally would in a tournament, in a long, average 8 to 9 hour tournament. 3 hours makes it rough. So this is it's definitely a challenge, and the teams that are out there doing it uh are doing it big. Mark Coates says something that is very valid right here with this. Don't count out Robert Brown. If he can pull off 2 20-inch fish, his team is in contention. Of course, if any angler puts up 2 20-inch fish like you did, Mark, your team is in contention. So yeah, I mean Robert Brown out of Virginia. We all know that. Go Navy, baby, Mr. Navy himself. Um, he can do that. He can get that jig bite on, throw over some brush piles, and yank some big ones in, and all of a sudden, we got a Virginia team in contention. So we'll have to see how this goes. Looks like Mark is just commenting all over the place here. He's got some good valid points though. Also, High Plains anglers could also be over 70 inches pinning Richie McMichael and his low cell signal. that is something else that needs to be considered. We had guys like James Francis get a hold of us. We've had guys like Richie McMichael get a hold of us and give us a warning like, hey, my service is low. You know, you got that extra hour after you get off the water to get your fish in. So um, that could be huge. You know, you could have some late submissions coming in. But right now, I think that we have a two-team race with a couple of teams pending. But let's go back to that so you guys can see this here on the bottom line. For those of you that just joined us, you know, Legacy Bound at 76.75, Whoops and Bass at 75.25. That's an inch and a half. One fish, one fish. Mighty Morphin Power Anglers, you know, you're 6, 7, 5 out. Still potentially one fish. You know, you got someone on Legacy Bound that throws up a small fish, and you got somebody Mighty Morphin Power Anglers that go out and throw up a donkey. Boom, boom. It's a close race right there. But Smack That Bass was 68, Lunker Legends at 64.50. That rounds out your top five. So we will. I'm going to send out some links and let's see if we can get some people on. I think I'm going to go ahead and invite Mark on, and let's see if we can also get a couple of anglers on. So bear with me while I do this. If we lose audio, I'll be right back. But let me see if I can make this work. Send out an invite to Mark there. Let's get let's see if we can get like Bobby Morin on. Bobby likes to get on here and talk with us. Let's see how this works. I know Mark's got his invite. Let's see. Mark's going to do an update on the score at 3 p.m. Central. So about 45 minutes. Adam Patron, what's going on? He says, "What's up, KBBT?" For those of you that are just tuning in, the current standings are on the bottom line there. We'll go ahead and hide this here because that is not correct. The correct current standings are sitting there on the bottom of your screen, just above the scroll. What's up, Scott? How you doing, man? We're just sitting here waiting to see if we can get some of these anglers to come on. I sent about 4 or 5 invites out. Let's see if anybody wants to try to join up and come on. Looks like we got somebody coming on, Mark Coates. See if we can get him on in the stream here, get that audio right. Mark, you are live, brother. What's going on with it?
What's happening?
Nah, not much, man. Just trying to figure this out, trying to get a good little broadcast on for these guys. Congratulations on your day on the water, man. You want to talk about that real quick?
Sure. I got on the vine a little bit late. Matt Frentress actually had about 5 or 6 fish before I ever had one. Missed some early morning blow ups on a Zara spook. It was still dark. They were just popping at it on the back end. I couldn't even see the explosion. I could just hear it. Could tell it was behind the bait. Never made contact. Started to get a little frustrated. Thought I was throwing a Nico rig. Realized I actually had picked up my fluke rod because it was pitch black dark. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working right. Um, Whatever. Just keep watching Matt reeling fish after fish after fish. Sun starts coming up a little, and I get my first good bite. I flick a fluke out, deep water, middle of nowhere. As soon as it hits the water, you just see a big splash. I set the hook and man, it's on. I knew it was a big fish. I had my drag on absolute lockdown, and it went around the boat 3 or 4 times in circles. Kept diving. We were fishing deep water. Finally got to the point where I was going to be able to net it, and it dove underneath the net, then underneath the boat. It was probably over 20 or around that ballpark. And when it dove under the boat, it was on. It was digging. Rod was bending, and the hook came out of its mouth. So that's how my first actual fish on went, and then I proceeded over the next 30 minutes not to catch anything or get bit by anything, and then I landed an 18 and a quarter,
Mhm.
followed 3 casts later by a 20 and a quarter. It's like, all right, now we're on to something.
Right.
Um, Big sigh of relief after that 20 and a quarter. Then I got broke off by what I think was a gar. It just wasn't. I mean, it could have been a really big bass, but I'm gonna say it was a gar because I don't want to think I got broke off on a big bass. But as I was tying on my fluoro leader again, I went on live on KBBT and proceeded to catch one 16-incher after another on camera. Then I had to get off because of the wind, took some shelter for a while. It got dicey.
Right.
Came back out and, caught a 19 and a half. And then 2 casts later, caught a 21 and a quarter. And then, for the entirety rest of my time slot, it was just one 18-incher after another. Kind of thought that Doc was set up nicely on the other side of the lake because they were biting so well. But man, when that sun came out, it made his bite really hard. He was able to grab a 15-incher,
You
and
know what? Sometimes though, Mark, the way that the grind has been for this, for each angler to catch at least one
oh
fish,
yeah,
and for Doc to keep you guys floating like that, with that 15-incher, even though it wasn't nothing monster,
that's
that
what
kept you
we've been
guys in the
telling
game.
him.
Yep.
You're exactly 100% right. And Doc was real upset about it, and I said, dude, we don't have time for you to be upset. We're going to win this thing. Um, and that's a huge thing. The biggest thing that we talked about was every angler has to contribute. You got to have somebody that anchors the team down, and then you got to have every angler contribute because it takes all 4 of you to throw up fish. And Doc made sure that happened.
Yep. He did.
And
It's kind of like
that's the reason.
Yeah, it's kind of like earlier in the broadcast that where Greg was on this morning, and right at the last minute there, you're able to see David Brook get all that big sigh of relief off of him by throwing up that nice fish. He said he said he was on the verge of calling his team and offering him a refund. He felt so bad, but that pressure that you have on you, just like Jeremy Baker said in the comments earlier, he's like you feel the pressure so much more because of that small time frame to catch one fish, and you start to press, and everything you do just starts to steamroll. So,
I mean, I got lucky. After catching that 20 and a quarter, I was able to fish relaxed the rest of the time, and
oh,
that played a big role in catching the upgrades that followed because I wasn't in any hurry.
right.
I wasn't hard pressed for anything. I was just chilling and fishing schooled up fish. And even when it
That's
slowed
always a
down a little
present.
bit, yeah, oh
That's
yeah,
always a present.
absolutely. And then even when it slowed down, I had time to throw my fluke into 30 and 40 foot of water and just let it flutter down as far as it needed to, and not worry about it. There was times that I would throw out and lay my rod down, pick up my phone, send a text message, pick up my rod, feel it, and set the hook.
Right.
And I had time to do that. And that's one of the things we talked about going into it. This morning at like 5 something my time, 6 o'clock Eastern. I told Greg, these first morning guys have got to take care of their second round guys
Hmm.
because if we leave our second round guys in a fluster, there's a good chance it can affect us the next day. The guy that's fishing always has to take care of the guy that's next in line.
Oh yeah, it's just like a 14 relay on track and field, right? Got to make sure that you at least give your next person a chance to catch up. Even just don't fall. don't lane fault and hand off the baton correctly, and you're gonna you give yourself a chance.
I think, and that, that's the whole thing. I wasn't upset one bit with Doc's 15. I was thankful because that was the hardest slot of the day that we had was that 9 to 12 spot, and
Right.
and Doc kept us floating.
Yep.
The
And then
Doc's Doc's the only reason we're in contention.
After Doc, who'd you guys have come on?
We had Derek Brundle come on next. He caught a 17 and a half fairly quickly. He actually caught a 17 and a half while Doc was still on the water, so that helped. But with 14 minutes to go, we actually lost the lead for a little bit. But with
Hmm.
14 minutes to go in Derek Brundle's session, he blows out a 20 and a quarter on a spinnerbait.
That's huge.
So that's three fish over 20 for our guys. I mean, and we still got Bobby Morin, who's on Fellsmere right now, and he's got his full. Well, now he's got 2.5 hours left.
Yep.
So I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean
one of those things that.
you guys are sitting pretty to go mid 90s there, and that's what you thought yesterday in the show. You said team to go to mid 90s might have that good shot to win it, and you guys are looking like you're going to be right there. You're looking for Bobby to probably put up an 18 plus. You guys got to be feeling really good about your chance.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what happened. I took care of Doc. Said, "All right, look, Doc, pressure's off." Doc took care of Derek. He said, "Look, I got one on the board." Derek took care of Bobby. He says, "Don't worry, Bobby. I threw up a hammer. Look, it's all in your hands, brother. We got the lead. All you got to do is throw something up there. On I think if we can break 92, I'm going to be feeling confident. But if we can break 96, 97, it's going to be hard not to be big headed at that point."
Yeah, I mean, success always brings that, that confidence, and sometimes confidence is mistaken for big headedness. And, I kind of give you a hard time about that, but man, you're just a confident angler right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. You go out there and you just feel like you're in your element. Everything you do, you feel like you're doing it right. And, that's how anglers like, Russ Snyder's, is in that major groove right now where he's like won another tournament again. And that, when you're out there and you feel like you can't do nothing wrong, that's super dangerous on the water.
Absolutely. I mean, there is a fine line between confidence and I guess almost arrogance. And I know even myself, I bounce around that border plenty often. I mean, it's hard not to when you're doing well. But at the end of the day, especially when you got something like this where it's not just based off of your performance, but three other individuals, man, you just got
Hmm.
to be supportive the whole way through, no matter if it's a 12-inch fish or a 20. You got to love
Exactly.
your partner for throwing something up and start getting ready to root on the next guy.
We got a couple comments here. How about happy anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Robert Brown? Let's throw that out there. Congratulations on another year of marriage, and something that's beautiful that is not celebrated enough in this country, in my opinion. A good healthy marriage. So congratulations on you guys' anniversary. Let's see what else we got here. Scott Sejowitz, I don't know how to say his name. He says, "Why is Marcus's head so big?"
I mean, it's this thing that I never got I never got real tall, and I love tacos, so the head just expanded.
No, it's
That
just because
that tequila, the gases from tequila, believe it or not, will make your head bigger.
that's hilarious.
And
Uh,
I believe Bobby Morin. No, I'm sorry, no, Lunker Legends now in first with 79 3/4. I think Robert Brown just threw up a tank.
he actually just don't. It's just a 15 incher, but it was enough to do some damage there. So, um, yeah, he was able to throw up a 15 incher just to start off. I think we're losing Mark a little bit there, but we'll get him back. He's probably just going through a little bit of bad area. We'll leave him on here for a second. I'm gonna hide him and wait and see it when he
Oh,
comes
there we
back. And when he, you there, Mark? Yeah, it looks like we're bringing Mark back on here. Yeah, it looks like we got Mark back, but Yeah, he threw up a 15 incher there, Mark. 15 incher, nothing too crazy. So he's going to be looking to upgrade the rest of his period, but that's got to be he's got to be feeling a little bit more relaxed now. You know, you throw up a fish early in your session, and lets you slow down like you said you were able to do.
That's the first team with a 5 fish limit. So
It's a small limit, but a limit in this event is key. Um,
that's it.
yeah, Scott also said that you're on fire, giving you some love.
Appreciate that,
Sean
Scott.
Sean Lisenby says second place. I don't know if they're in second place or if they're in first place. Let me see here.
Who Lunker Legends? They're in first.
They are in first. Okay.
They're the only team with
Yep.
5 fish.
Yep. So that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, me and Mr. Robinson need to go in there and get rid of some of those fish that are currently counted. But we'll make it right, and the standings will be legit. Just stay here for your live updates, and we'll be giving them to you. Marcus will be taking over here shortly once he gets home and gets settled in, and I'll be filling in until then. Um, but man, it's been a fun event. Unfortunately, it took me a while to get get live, but we are here. So Jason Starley says our small limit is over 77 and a quarter.
Ha ha! Starley's got jokes. I'll let you have that one, Starley. I'm not going to come back at you, brother. You did a good job today. We'll let you have one. One. And shout out to Jessica McClendon, my sister, because she's the one that's keeping up with all the scores and doing the math manually for all the live updates. So shout out to her for making sure we've got that action on there.
Yep. Let's see here. No other comments. No other anglers really looking to join at the moment. I've got the staging is fully open. I've sent a bunch of invites out. Who you guys want to see? You guys want to see Robert Brown? You want to see if we can get Mr. Brown on here? Let's send Robert Brown out a little link and see if he can come on with us. Mark, you want to got any filler comments or anything while I'm getting this on here for Robert?
I mean, the thing that we really got to start looking at is the Eastern guys that are going into their last round. So you got guys that are about to wrap up their day. You've got people that are already a half hour into their final fisherman. I think at least 2 teams, if not three, at least two. No, three. I forgot Robert Brown's Eastern as well. So three people wrapping up their spot. Um, the Idaho anglers are still kind of a mystery because they're Pacific time. So I believe, or not
Mm-hmm.
Pacific, they're Mountain. So actually, Kyle Zemke's got a whole another hour and a half, I think, if I did the math right, to cull fish. Um, and then, of course, you still have another 30 minute for the central anglers that are fishing the third slot. Still plenty of room to fish to come in, but we are in the hardest part of the day. So I'm not expecting to see a whole lot come out of the third quarter that hasn't already, even though there's still plenty of room to. I think what you really start to pay attention to now is what happens in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Let's see if we can get Jeremy Baker in. I'm gonna send Jeremy Baker, Marty Hughes. It's always good to have anglers that even
Oh, yeah, dude, I would
if they're
love
not on
to
the
hear
water.
from Barbless.
So I'm gonna send out some links here. Looks like Robert Brown is coming on. I'm gonna Mark. I think I'm gonna drop you down. I'm gonna let Robert in, and here we go. If it's Brown, there he is, Robert Brown. What's going on, buddy?
Well, just looking for tanks.
Yeah, just looking for tanks. Just pulling in a 15 incher to get your confidence up a little bit.
I got a few more, but none of them anything to talk about. I found the
Okay.
pattern quick,
Okay.
so that's good. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's only producing small fish right now.
You know what? Just to get a bite and to get on the board is key. You ripped him out of the water. You guys ever see that? That bass got his brain wrecked.
I don't think he's gonna do much. Home to the camera. That's
No,
about a 30 inch.
he, he's stunned. He probably didn't swim off right away. He probably stared at you for a second. That's crazy.
I'm flipping some buck brush, and they're really far back in it, and
Okay.
and I had to downsize. Once I downsized, man, I started getting the bite like every pitch, you know.
Right. Mark Coates says it's them Navy biceps lets you rip them fish out the water like that.
Is that what it is? Tell them, those Marine boys, they better watch out.
That's awesome. Kind of water temps and stuff you got up there, Rob? Been pretty warm up there for you guys? Cooling off like it is up here in Ohio and Michigan? What you guys got going on?
Uh, well, it's been cooling off a little bit lately, man. I was surprised to see when I came out of practice a couple of days ago to see like 84. Before that, man, it's been like all like 90, 92. So
Right.
it's good that it's starting to calm down a little bit. I'm about to make a run to one of my money areas on this lake.
Okay.
Actually, it's the spot where I caught my first one live with you guys, that 19 incher.
Oh, nice. Going back to
I can
visit and
use one
see if
of
the
those.
19's home. Yeah, for sure. You know, I think you guys took a slim little lead with that 15 incher you're able to put on the board.
Yeah, I figured I might as well throw him up there, man. I got a 15, and I got two or three 14 and 3/4.
Okay.
Nothing big, like I said. Right now, my pattern's only producing small fish. But this lake that I'm on, man, it's got a bunch of 20s in it, man.
Okay.
Fortunately, I caught like a lot of them. So they might know my boat.
You just plan on probably just flipping jig into some brush the rest of the day?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna flip some brush if I can't produce anything bigger. I'm gonna go over to the grass area of this lake and punch some mats.
Okay.
See if I can get a big boy out.
You like ripping jackhammer through the grass at all there, or you like just punching?
So say again.
I said, do you like doing jackhammer around along the grass edge there ever, or do you like to just punch the grass mats?
Oh man, I do it all. I'll throw that jackhammer on that grass edge. In practice, I caught a few throwing the jackhammer on the grass edge. This isn't the lake I
Okay.
wanted to come to. I wanted to go to a different lake, but Jesse Wade, he did his period out there. And he told
Right.
me the bite was pretty slow, and he said it was like 30, 40 kayaks out there. So I was like, I want to avoid the crowd.
Yeah. Try to stay on something a little less pressure.
Yeah, man. You know how it is when you're fishing behind a bunch of people. You just have to
Oh
slow
yeah.
way down, which I don't mind slowing down, but I'm not a big spinning rod guy. So you don't ever
Right.
see me like grab that, 1/8 ounce weight, put a little 4 inch finesse worm on there and do that. That kills me. I can't do that for too long. Probably shoots me in the foot because a lot of times a lot of guys will catch a good one around me doing that while I'm still doing what I like to do. Sometimes I'm hard headed.
Right. Right. Mark says you have to monster hunt. You guys are in contention and currently in the lead, but he thinks it's going to take you to get 2 big tanks to keep it.
Well, tell Mark I'm definitely going for it, man. I'm going for 220s. I know
We
I can
talked
do it.
about you have.
I damn sure know I can catch him here.
Well, we talked about you being the it factor for your team yesterday. You know, some people picked you to, to be that anchor, and that's what you got. You got all that pressure on you, and you're just out there doing your thing, man. We'll have to see how it works out for you.
Yeah, man. I don't mind. Like I actually prefer coming from behind. I mean, I
Right?
know we're in the lead right now, but obviously we're actually coming from behind. So I like
Yeah.
that feeling, that pressure. I like. I don't like the pressure when you have a big lead and all I got to do is catch a 15 inch and we put it away.
Right. Well, Robert, hey, I might get back with you here in a bit. I'm gonna bring on Jeremy Baker. It's only gonna let me do about one person at a time, unfortunately. But get after him, and we'll get back with you here in a little bit. If not, myself, Mark Coates will get on you.
Okay, no problem, brother.
All right, be safe out there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Got another treat for y'all. How about Mr. Jeremy Baker out of Alabama? What's up?
What's up, guys? What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? How'd you do?
I did pretty good. I lost a few, but I wound up. I think my big was 20 and a half, so I feel pretty good about it. It's one of those days that just you win some, you lose some. It was fun. It was for me personally. It was a chore just to make myself slow down and really just focus more because I'm in such a hurry to just want to catch fish, want to catch a fish, and it just you know it's hard, man. It really is. It's a
Yeah.
difficult challenge,
Yeah, I mean, I saw your
but it
comment
was
earlier where you were talking about how you felt
uh
like you were rushed.
yeah. I mean, you're out there and you only gotta. It's not like an 8 or 9 hour grind. It's 3 hours and that's it.
Hmm.
And I spent the first hour and a half kind of fighting around a couple of other boats that kept cutting me off, and we had some words and some issues, and uh, I was fishing behind them most of the day, and then I was catching fish, but nothing what I needed at all, like not even close to what I needed, and
Right.
I looked up and caught one on a jig, and then caught a couple on a fluke, and then I went to just a big worm, just started throwing a big worm around Texas rig, and then I pulled one out of some really just nasty, nasty thick brush that I didn't think I was going to be able to get back to the boat just because it was in so deep. And
Oh,
I looked up and was able to get it on the board. And, uh, it was a good day. I felt good about it. And then rain started to move in right at about 11:45. So I went back to the boat launch and got out of there before I got too wet.
yeah. I mean, you said you had a 20 and a quarters. You're big, right?
20 and a half, I think. And it might have been a 20 quarter. It's
Okay.
one of them. It was one of those. It was 20 plus.
Yeah, I mean,
So
anytime you can
at
on your
one point, I was, I guess the total, I guess 2 fish bag or whatever. I was sitting right behind Marcus.
yeah, anytime that you can go out there and put up a couple of 20 inchers or get about as close to that. I think that 36 to 38 range is good for a two bag, but to be able to be closer to that 40-inch range like Marcus was able to do, that's key. That's really big for them. He, like I said over and over, he set the tone today by doing that. So,
Oh, hands down, he did. He went out of the gate first thing this morning on fire, and he said he had a late bite or putting up 40 plus inches just right out, or from what we're seeing anyway, right out of the gate. It's an intimidation factor, I guess, in some points, and in other ways, it's a motivational factor. So, you really want to try to catch him and be as competitive as you can. And he had a jam up day. I mean, my hats go off to him. I mean, guy has a good day, just has a good day.
hmm So how'd that hurricane affect you guys down there? Did you get any extra work or anything like that?
We had some spin-off stuff. Nothing major here. I was fortunate enough I didn't have to go out of town and work this hurricane, so I was able to fish. But we had some spin-off, just some pop-up thunderstorms. It's actually storming pretty good right now, but we avoided it for the most part. Far north Alabama had a little bit bad weather, but other than that, it wasn't bad here. I was worried because the place I was going to fish, where I fished at today, was up north Alabama, and I hadn't been there since the hurricane. So I
Hmm.
didn't really know what I was walking into. I didn't know if I was going to go up to some just nasty, muddy, blown out water. I didn't have a clue. But luckily, I got there, and water was fairly decent. Very little wind. So I mean, it was a good day. It really was. A little bit of cloud in the sky. So I don't have any complaints. I was following up Daniel Perry. Um, he's known around here and he's known all over the place. Really, he's just being a hammer, and he's up on Gunnersville today. So I knew if he could put something on the board and I could do something that we'd be top four, top five, and I feel good. So we got Jason Campbell and Matt Linseman coming up next, or Matt should be fishing now. So I feel good.
Hmm.
I think we talked about it as a team that we're gonna do our best to put up the best fish we can, and I think that's what everybody wants to do. But we all had a pretty good game plan, and so far I think we've executed it pretty well.
Yeah, I think you guys have too. You guys are in contention there, obviously, with all your anglers catching fish, and I think that that's key. To not having any zeros, no blanks, and um, you know, we'll just have to see how it goes over the next several hours here. But it's gonna be a dandy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. These guys are. I mean, you're fishing to get some of the best fish in the game, and get to fish 3 hours. So you feel like if you can do your absolute best for 3 hours, you go up against like Derek Brundles and stuff. If those guys only get to fish 3 hours, you feel like you might have a chance.
Right. Well, Jeremy, I'm gonna hop off here, man. I'm gonna wind this down for me. I think Marcus should be hopping on probably in the next 20, 25, 30 minutes. He'll get everybody going, and I'm going to end this one. I've been on here for about 45 minutes. Gave some updates, things like that. We got to see Robert Brown come on, and he just put up a 15 entry. He's out there donkey hunting, obviously, and we'll have to see what he can do for his team. But several teams there right around that top five, top six range that still are within striking distance, I think, and it's definitely going to come down to the wire. So good luck with you and your team, Jeremy. Thanks for fishing KBBT, and whoever wins, it's going to be a treat. And it was definitely a grind, and everybody put in a lot of hard work. So the team's going to be well deserved to win this. So congratulations on catching a nice fish in your period there, keeping your team right on track for where they need to be, and we're going to have to see how this unfolds.
All right, guys, I appreciate you having me, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, see you later, Jeremy. Everybody, that's Jeremy Baker out of Alabama. Him and his team are in contention. He was able to put up a nice 20 plus
See you,
inch
bud.
fish there, and it's gonna be a barn burner down to the end. So I'm gonna hop off here. Um, Marcus Coates will be hopping on here shortly, and he'll be able to get you more anglers. Unfortunately, I'm only able to bring one on per. Um, at a time until maybe I pay for this thing, which I might do because I'm kind of liking it, and it looks like the setup's going to be good for me for when I broadcast. So, you guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning into KBBT. And also, if you guys are interested in fishing with us, you guys can go check out KBBT on TourneyX. There's a list of tournaments in there that you guys can get signed up for. Um, We require, you guys to get into we encourage you guys to sign up for a membership um, on bassbracket.com. And that helps us out, bring you guys better content. And also, we got the top 50 kayak angler rankings in the country on there. You guys can go check out as well. And the new rankings should be coming out for that sometime, probably in October. And we'll have to see how that goes. But I'm out. KBBT's out. Marcus Coach will be on, I would say, probably within the next 30 to 45 minutes. He will bring you all the updates, all the juicy details, and he'll bring you up more angler interviews. So stay tuned. We'll be back probably, I'd say, somewhere around 30 to 45 minutes. If it's a little sooner, then that's a treat for you. But I'm out. Todd Patrick, KBBT. Thank you guys so much.